Thank you, David. Thank you so much for hosting us on this media call. David, it's been a year, almost a year, since the positive drug test result came out, and you certainly owned up to it, and you're now back into this position where you're fighting for a world title. What about you has changed between a year ago when you failed the drug test and now?
What's changed is that, I'm getting older, I'm more mature. I feel like the situation did more good to me than bad. And it's made me realize that everything could be lost. With over a day, you know what I mean? So it definitely took that to mature me and see that I'm not gonna, work my whole life, have my whole life's work taken away over one error. So I'm more dedicated. I'm gonna value things way more. And this is just a fight I want. Dirrell, he's a great fighter. He's a champion. I take nothing away from him, but I need these fighters. So I feel like I'm older. I'm stronger than last year. I'm faster than last year. I'm smarter. My boxing IQ is higher, and when I'm put in these type of situations, I never fail. The best comes out of me. This is my second pay-per-view fight that I'm going to be a co-headlining. And this is where I want to be all my whole life. So I'm gonna take full advantage of this situation.
Our next question comes from Robert Rehar from the Magenta, Los Angeles.
Yes, hello. Feliz Día de Independencia. My question to you is, what would the Los Angeles fans would look forward to come to see you on Saturday? What would they see different from you against Dirrell that they didn't see in the first fight?
I've never fought Anthony Dirrell in the first fight. This is my first time fighting Anthony Dirrell. But the fans could expect to see me, the same David Benavidez I always see. Exciting to watch. Hard puncher. I'm going to make it a war. If Anthony Dirrell doesn't want to make it a war, I'm going to make it a war. I'm going in there. I'm looking for the knockout. I'm basically fighting in my own backyard, so I'm going to make my people proud with this fight, and it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Anything you would like to say to the fans that are going to come to see you from Los Angeles?
Yeah, it's basically, like I just said, I'm fighting in my own backyard. I have a lot of friends here, a lot of family here, a lot of people that support me. There's a lot of Mexican people here. So, I'm definitely going to be, this fight's going to be for them, and it's going to be an amazing fight, and I'm going to try my best to knock Dirrell out.
Can you give us a prediction?
What?
Can you give us a prediction?
Yeah, I just told you my prediction. I said I'm going to try to knock Anthony Dirrell out. So, I'm going to go in there. It's going to be a hell of a fight. Anthony Dirrell is my pushover. So, I'm going to do my best to knock Anthony Dirrell out, like I said.
Well, thank you for your time, and I'm sure all the fans will be cheering for you.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Carlos Toro from the Fightful News.
Hey, David. Sorry, I was kind of cut off for a little second, but the last time I spoke to you was actually in a media call from your last fight against Julian Love, and you mentioned how you never really felt like you never truly lost the title because you never lost it in the ring. Now, when you saw Anthony Dirrell win the title, what did it make you feel? Did you feel like maybe he was not truly the champion and it made you all the more hungrier to show Dirrell that you are the rightful WBC champion?
Definitely. I felt it as soon as he fought for the belt in February because I had fought, was it 2 or 3 weeks after that? So, it was very hard just to go through that, seeing him win a title that was mine. But, he's the real champion. He fought for the vacant title, so I'm not going to take that away from him. But knowing that was my belt that I have, I'm just coming in this fight very hungry, very motivated. I have about 3.5 months training. So I was very focused for this training camp. So this is the best David Benavidez you guys are going to see, that you guys have seen actually. So I'm very excited to go in there, give a great fight, and get my title back.
Thanks, David. Best of luck on September 28th.
Thank you, brother.
Our next question comes from Jeremy with fansided.com.
Hi, David. Looking over the last couple of years, you've had one fight in 2018 and now one in 2019. Do you feel like when you made your return bout against Jalen Love that any ring rust was there that you knocked off? Was it enough time to really knock it off, or do you feel like you really had to get that experience through your sparring sessions?
You know, with the last fight, when I fought Jalen Love, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wanted to get at least 5 fights, at least 5 fights, and at least 5 rounds in. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna complain for knocking the guy out early. But I've had so much sparring in this training camp and in the last training camp. For this training camp, I've had like at least over 200 rounds sparring. So, you know, I feel like everything came into place. You know, everything is going really good, and I'm just gonna be extremely ready. You know, I'm not gonna kill myself over the round because I didn't get enough rounds for the last fight. You know, I know exactly what I'm stepping into. We have an amazing game plan, and like I said, I'm just ready to go.
As far as some of the sparring that you've done, obviously the video with you and Sean Porter has gone viral. Was that more to help out Sean, or did you feel like he was offering you something in the sparring, that you were getting something that was useful to you as well?
I mean, definitely, if you're a great fighter, you could find things to try to help yourself. Obviously, I'm bigger than Sean Porter and heavier than him, so I wasn't trying to kill him. But the thing about Sean Porter that makes him so good is that he's a very good pressure fighter. You know what I mean? So me, what I was trying to do, I was trying to use a little bit more of my boxing skills, you know, just to work on that in case I have to use that in the fight for Anthony Dirrell. So you kind of have to see in what areas you have to work on yourself on. So I was definitely I was boxing around a little bit, you know, trying to stop him with my jab, you know, throwing a lot of jabs, so that we both definitely walked away with something good from that sparring session.
Final question. Obviously, there's been a lot of chatter between Caleb Plant and you back and forth. Is it hard to block out the surrounding noise from a guy like Caleb Plant to focus on an Anthony Dirrell, or is that something that you're used to and you just deal with it when time comes?
I mean, to be honest, I don't hear any chatter at all. I just hear, you know, some people saying that would be a good fight. I mean, him personally, he doesn't tell me anything, and I don't hear anything from him. So, you know, it's not hard to block something out when I don't hear anything to start off with. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing as him as everybody else in the division. Caleb Plant, you know, Anthony Dirrell, Colin Smith. There's all these fights are great fights to be made. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's hard for me to block these fighters, these guys out. You know, I just do what I'm supposed to do. I just train. You know, prepare for each fight that I have. So. Yeah, it's not hard at all. It's not like I hear them all day, but you know, just when it's time for those fights to be made, it's going to be made.
Great, thank you very much, David, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Gail with Communities Digital News. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, folks. David, I've seen video of you out this weekend at Fiestas Patrias, and the fans seemed very excited to see you, especially some of those kids. How important is it for you to make this effort? I mean, here you are training, the fight's coming up. You probably could have used a day off, but you're out with them. What's that about to you?
You know, it's not only just for me. You know, at the end of the day, when I fight, it's for the fans. You know, it's for the culture. You know, it was a big celebration yesterday with, you know, Mexican Independence Day. They were celebrating that yesterday, and then they asked me if I wanted to be there, if I wanted to go sign some pictures for some fans. You know, we ended up giving away some free tickets and shirts, and I said, yeah, you know, I'm in a position right now where I'm just blessed that people like to see me. You know what I mean? When I was younger, I didn't really think I was going to get to this point, but I've gotten so much love, you know, not only from the fathers, but, you know, from the kids, the mothers, everybody, you know, they like to see me and they support me. So definitely, as much as they support me, I'm going to go and support them. And I have no problem with signing. You know, we signed a lot of pictures yesterday. We took a lot of pictures, gave a lot of shirts up. You know, so it's very important to me, you know, just so I could be out there, you know, and they could see, they know that I'm out there, and they know I'm not going to be that type of boxer that's hard. It's never going to attend these events. I'm always going to attend these events, you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's very important to show the fans and the community that I'm out there for them, just like how they're there for me. So it's very something. It was a very special day for me yesterday.
It looked like a lot of fun. I'm sorry I missed that. How important also has it been this last year when you've been out of the ring to have your family around you, be in a boxing family that understands what it's all about?
It was very important. You know, me and my dad, we would, when I was out for a year, you know, because we boxed our whole lives, you know what I mean? So when we got suspended for a year, we really didn't know what to do with our time. Obviously, we trained, but it's like when you're training and you don't have anything coming up, you know, you just train, you go home, you talk about, you know, the mistakes that led you to that point. And I feel like, you know, I've matured a lot from that point, you know, just talking to my father being around me, supporting me, my family supporting me through this whole situation. And, you know, I feel like I'm very grateful just to have my family there with me, you know, always supporting me. And this is, at the end of the day, this is what I do it for. You know, I don't just do it for me. You know, I do it for my family. You know, obviously I do it for my legacy when I get older, too. But I put my family before myself every time. So, I mean, everything that's good for me is good for them. And, you know, I'm very appreciative that they're there, that they're there supporting me no matter what.
Thank you so much. Best of luck to you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question at this time, please press star 1. If you have a question at this time, please press star 1. Our next question comes from John Cutney with Reddit Boxing. Please go ahead.
Hi, David. So you've been pretty vocal that you're gunning for the knockout in this fight. I'm just wondering if you can talk about what gives you that confidence. Anthony Dirrell has been in with a lot of very good fighters. He's never come close to getting knocked out. So just if you can speak about your confidence in this fight, and also related, if you view this as your toughest challenge to date as a professional.
You know, I feel like, you know, I'm 22 years old, but everybody sees my strengths. You know, they know I have a good speed. You know, I'm very strong. And I feel like with the confidence I have right now in my power, I feel like anybody who I hit, it don't matter who it is, you know, I'll hurt them. You know, I've trained very hard for this fight. You know, I have 3.5 months. You know, I haven't slacked on anything. My diet has been very good. My recovery has been very good. My strength and conditioning has been excellent. You know, so all these factors have given me so much confidence in my abilities. And also what gives me a lot of confidence is, you know, knowing that Anthony Dirrell hasn't been stopped, knowing that nobody's knocked him out. You know, so I want to push myself to the absolute limit and do something that not everybody has done. Anthony Dirrell has never been hurt. He's never been knocked out. So, you know, imagine what that's going to do for my confidence if I'm the only one who knocks Anthony Dirrell out. You know, if I knock him out in this fight, that's what just keeps me going, because I know I can. I know whoever I put my hands on, I can hurt. It don't matter who it is. And I could do it in a variety of ways. I could do it from body shots. I could do it from head shots. I could do it from liver shots. I could do everything. You know what I mean? So coming into this fight, I know what I could do, and I know who I've been there with. He has a lot of experience, but I also have a lot of experience too. I'm 22 years old, and I've been professional for almost 7 years now. I've been in big fights. I've been in 12-round championship fights. I've fought, you know, great contenders. You know, so as much experience he has, you know, I have as well. And I know I can hurt him. I just know I can hurt him. You know what I mean? So it's not a matter if I can hurt him, but it's a matter of when I'm going to hurt him. You know, so I'm extremely ready. You know, this camp couldn't have gone any more better. And it's in a pay-per-view card in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. You know, so the stakes can't be any more higher, man. I'm just ready for this.
Well, thank you very much. As a quick follow-up question, so, you know, as you mentioned, you're only 22. There's sort of a rule of thumb in boxing that fighters, sort of a conventional wisdom that fighters start to develop their man strength much later, even when they're, say, 25, 26. Since we have seen you in the ring when you were, you know, even younger than this before your suspension, I mean, are we going to see a stronger, more developed, you know, are you still developing the gym? What do you have to say about that topic?
Oh, definitely. That's why I'm so confident for this fight, because, you know, just in the sparring sessions, man, you know, I've been this camp alone, I felt the strongest I've ever felt in my whole camp, in my whole life. You know what I mean? That's why I know when I'm going to catch Anthony Dirrell, I'm going to put him away, because I feel extremely strong. I've been, these past couple of weeks, last week I did 15 rounds in sparring. I think it was last Friday. It was 16 rounds in sparring with 4 different guys. So I know I'm ready for this. This is the strongest I've ever been in my life, and, I just can't wait.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and good luck next week.
Thank you, bro.
All right, at this time, David, we know you're very busy and continue to prepare for September 28th, your matchup against Anthony Dirrell at Staples Center. That'll be the co-main event of the pay-per-view event here in Los Angeles. David, if you have any final thoughts as you continue your preparation.
I just want to thank everybody, for the opportunities. The opportunities I've been put in, especially Al Heyman, Samson Lukowicz, especially my father, Jose Benavidez. Everybody's been there in the corner with me. Even after those mistakes were made, they still treated me really good. Nothing has changed. And like I said, this is the biggest fight of my life, fighting at the Staples Center, and I can't wait. And I guarantee you there will be a new WBC World Champion come September 28th. And thank you so much for everything.